Now, other fascinating cultural news, you have South Park perfectly predicting the future debate that is the trans bathrooms, or rather the use of bathrooms by people with different gender identities wanting to use different bathrooms. Which, in the United States, the controversy that you most see in the United States is when a man decides to identify as a female and a biological man will go into a female bathroom. The results are, of course, horrific, especially in the case of Loudoun County, where you had a multiple repeat offender. I'm trying to think of a nice way of saying this without getting banned on YouTube. Perform the most disgusting acts that humanity has ever seen on a woman, and the school covered it up because they didn't want to have the message that this was not a good idea, because the school was pushing to have the cross usage of the bathrooms. In the United States, it's a big cultural debate on where do they go, what laws, what cultural norms regulate it. And it used to be back in the day, you had The Simpsons. There's a cliche, The Simpsons did it, but also you have The Simpsons making a lot of predictions come true. Now that show's gone down the toilet for the past decade. I don't even remember the last time someone's even spoken about that. But South Park seems to supplant them both as a cultural entertainment piece, but also at predicting things. So this episode came out October 8th in 2014, which was so far ahead of the cultural conversation. Everyone thought it was outlandish, and of course South Park is a comedy, so everyone thought it was a joke. I mean, this was way before you even had the big cultural pivot point in the conversation where you had, I forget what his name is, the Leah Thomas, who went from the 400 something male swimmer, then decided Leia would become Leia. No surgeries for the transition, just put on a different suit, and all of a sudden Leia was the number one swimmer in collegiate swimming, going from the 400th best to the best because this individual switched from competing with men to the women's division. Who would have thought it would happen? And that moment in athletics, that led to a greater conversation in the United States with what is equality, what is equity, what's really fair. So I'll play this quick little clip, and let me see here. You have Cartman basically deciding he doesn't want to wait for the bathroom anymore in the male's bathroom, so put on a bow and go to the women's bathroom.
Any longer! You all push me to this!
So all Cartman did was put a little pink bow on his hat, which is, culturally speaking, that's why many people have critiqued Dylan Mulvaney, where Dylan Mulvaney changed the clothing. No other physical, chemical drugs or surgeries accompanying it, which is why some people questioned Dylan's authenticity, which led to more of the debate culturally around the whole initiatives.
What the hell do you think you're doing? I'm going to the potty. This is the girls' bathroom. All right, I need to tell you something, Wendy. I'm transgender. What? Did you notice the bow? I'm not comfortable.
Transgender, I think in this case they're also talking about hair color, perhaps?
With the sex I was assigned at birth, so I'm exercising my right to identify with the gender of my choice. Now get out of my way, I have to take a shit.
All he did is just perfectly summarize the debate.
Get out of here! Don't give me more issues than I already have, Wendy. Oh, wow, this is nice in here. The girls' bathroom's a lot cleaner than the boys'.
That is a real issue in the United States. Why are the women's bathrooms always cleaner than the men's? The bathroom inequality is certainly abhorrent. I mean, the cleanliness, that's not very fair. But no one ever wants to bring that topic up because they're not brave enough to talk about the real issues.
What the hell is that? Cartman is using our bathroom. Dude, this is awesome. I should have used the girls' bathroom a long time ago. Hey, I'm gonna tell on you. It's okay, Red. I can take a shit here. I'm a dumb chick, too.
I want to know just what makes you think it's okay to go inside the girls' bathroom.
Because I'm transgender. I looked it up. That means I can use the girls' shitter.
You are not transgender, Eric. You don't even know what that means.
Yeah, huh? It means I live a life of torture and confusion because society sees me as a boy, but I'm really a girl.
All right, well, if you identify yourself as a girl, you must find yourself attracted to boys.
This is another really, during the cultural debate, a very unusual point that people will go back and forth of, wait, this doesn't make sense.
Is that right?
actually not true. I can be transgender without it having anything to do with the gender I'm attracted to. Check the state bylaws.
And it actually is laws in some areas. So like Leah Thomas, the swimmer, who went from 400th best to number 1, actually also dates women.
All right, listen, Eric.
Erica.
Listen, Eric. You must know why we can't.
In Michigan, that school principal, $10,000 fine, and she's a felon because she's not respecting Cartman's name. He wanted to be called Cartmana, or what was it? Either way, that is now the House of Representatives in Michigan passed that law.
Can't have you in the girls' bathroom.
All I know is I'm transgender, and you can't make me go to the bathroom with the cisgengers.
With the what?
Sis.
It has nothing to do with sisters. That's not what the cis means in this case. That's what I thought. That I think Urban Dictionary taught me, or I learned that.
Gender. It's the politically correct name for people who aren't transgender. If you identify with the sex you were born with, then you're cis. But then cisgender is
Isn't that cultural appropriation from sisters in terms of that? That's a term for them?
It's normal. Saying normal is extremely offensive to people who aren't in that group. Trust me, you don't want this hot potato. Just
And that's how, culturally speaking, this has come to more and more of a forefront of a debate. Because for many years, the status quo from facilities perspective, the bathroom in that particular, many schools just kind of decided to go with the flow because they didn't want the negative PR. So that's why, in my opinion, one of the reasons you've seen the increased usage of these the cross-use of bathrooms, because a lot of these companies are too scared to actually say anything. And it's only recently the debate's been reinvigorated to have more of a conversation around it.
just let them use the girls' room.
But this isn't a hurting, confused child we're talking about. This is Eric Cartman.
Nobody else is gonna know that. You better just give him what he wants.
So Eric Cartman just has us in some kind of bathroom checkmate?
Actually, it's more like a royal flush.
Ha, potty humor. That's kind of funny. Now, within, a couple days, it's got 12.5 million views. Also, 71.2 thousand hearts or likes, 10,000 retweets, and 7,627 bookmarks. So, needless to say, it is exponentially trending on the social media. It'll be interesting to see from a cultural perspective. Does that mean that now it's okay to have an open debate about this topic? Where years ago, if you even so much as questioned the legitimacy of it or the comfort level of the females who are there, who they don't feel safe in this instance. I thought that was their safe space. But does that mean now culturally you'll have a more open debate? I certainly hope so, since the United States was founded on the free exchange of ideals, and it used to be back in the day. I may not believe what you are saying, but I'll fight to the death for your right to say it. And time shall tell to see if those conversations do bubble to the top these days. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. I especially want to thank you for taking time to subscribe. Trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of July. Greatly appreciate it. Also, don't forget to take time to like the video, as well as let me have a couple comments in there so that we could constantly make the show better and better. Your feedback is greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.